That is crazy. Speaking, my next fact, I think.
Your Cocoa Pops box.
Oh, so cults. We've established like that. We now use the word as pejorative and as a warning. But it also comes from the word culture. But I think it was first given a bit of a whoa. We need to look closer into this. It was first studied as a sociological study as early as the 1620s in Plymouth, with the emergence of the Quakers, the Quaker sect.
Right,
About
right,
the Quakers. That's my fact.
Yeah, so obviously historically, the difference between a cult and a religion is time. I mean, that's essentially
because beautiful quote.
because when the Christians came out,
Yeah.
everybody was like, "Oh, this Christian cult, they don't believe in Zeus. Throw them to the lions." Like, hey, you know what we do with people who don't believe in Zeus? We throw them to the lions. You know what the nicest thing about Greek religion is? They were like, there is a mountain over there that anyone can climb. Anyone can walk it in a day, right? The gods live on top of there, and none of us are going to go and check. None of us are going to go and have a look.
Did you go? Have you been to Athens, the Acropolis? You've been?
Yeah. Oh no, they don't live on top of the Acropolis.
Oh.
They live Mounts and Hillens.
Oh, okay.
What is it? Yeah, it's just outside of
Athens.
God, why can I not remember this? But it's But yeah,
is it where the thing is?
No. There's no volcano. Like it's just
the statue, the beautiful pillars. Is that not the Acropolis?
That's the Acropolis. No, it's not that.
Not
It's north of Athens. It's out in the middle of Greece. Yeah.
Oh wow.
But it's a mountain that you can literally, like, if you're a fit individual, you could climb to the top of.
Table Mountain-ish.
Bigger than Table Mountain, but
Okay.
like a solid. But nobody bothered to go and check. They just believed in the gods for thousands of years. They were like, the gods live up there. Fuck me. That's a long way away. I'm not gonna go check that. But anyway, but then the Christians came out and they started talking their nonsense about Jesus, and they were like, we are not having this. We're not having this. You go and get eaten by lions. Like you go, the Romans were just we're not having get in the fire. Get on the get on the cross. And then but the Christians just doggedly stuck around. They were a cult that just doggedly stuck around. Then they formalized their book in the Council of Nicaea, and then the branding.
Best way to evangelize, get to the chief. They got to the chief of Rome.
They did, and that was the tipping point. The classic is that Malcolm Gladwell, the tipping point, and they reached the tipping point, and then from then on, history has been a fuck up, Brian.
Yeah, look, I'll happily admit as a religious chap that the 3rd century, they say it went from a persecuted church to a persecuting church.
Right, yeah.
Ooh.
I mean, clever, yeah. Yeah. No, but that's the direction a church has to take. Most cults, as we said earlier, they die out because you run out of money. You have to all mass suicide.
Yeah.
Like with this thing, they were like, okay, well, listen, people are giving us enough cash. It's now time for us to start stamping our dominance. We need to start becoming a thing. And they did. Congratulations to them. That whole cross thing, very successful branding. The fish, very successful branding.
What a symbol.
Very, very
one
good,
of the most potent icons in the history of iconography, if you ask me.
But yeah. No, exactly. Exactly. So, I mean, that is what a cult is ultimately. Is a religion that hasn't had enough time, which is startling when you start to think about how much time, say, Scientology has now had.
Not a lot,
Yeah, but it's starting to add up.
Yeah.
We haven't run it out of town, is what I'm saying.
No.
We need to think about it.
That's because we stopped burning heretics at the stake.
Tom Cruise, get on the fire, buddy. Like, this is not. If we had a real pope, a strong pope, he would have sent his inquisition out for Tom Cruise decades ago. Fucking throw him on the fire.
Yeah.
Like, he would have Kirstie Alley on the fire. We're not interested in any of you. What the woman who does the voice of Bart Simpson on the fire. Yeah. Liam Raimi from King of Queens on the fire. Although she's now renounced it all. She's no longer Scientologist.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
The voice of Bart. It reminds me of
Leah Raimi, who's in the King of Queens. She was the wife of the.
Oh yes,
of
James.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it reminds me of when you talk like that in the Inquisition, the second Elizabeth movie. Yeah, but the Elizabeth I.
Sorry. Oh yeah.
We're recording on the day.
We're recording on
We
the...
heard the news an hour and a half ago.
Yeah, knife fight. I didn't see it coming. Honestly, I thought to myself, she's an old woman. She's given up knife fighting decades ago. I didn't. Yeah. And you gotta give it to the guy who had the props to stab the queen. You gotta give it to him.
Swallowed,
Shame.
choked on a domino. I'm joking. That's not nice. We'll cut that part out.
No, we won't. No, we won't. Dietz does as little work as possible. Dietz is back there masturbating in the office. There's no
He is. That's
about the queen.
Good lord. We don't mean any of that. We're deeply
No, I do. I'm
thinking and praying for all the British people out there.
I'm not. She must give back the wealth.
She
Give it
she
back.
has. She has.
Give it back. We want our diamonds back.
You get
Take them out of your hat. Give them back to South
full
Africa.
unemployment. It's fine. We'll all kids.
No, give us the
UB40,
diamonds back.
man.
We want the Cullinan diamond back. If you are the queen and if you're Prince Charles and you watch King Charles, congratulations, sir, for your recent promotion. If you are King Charles and you're watching this, we want the fucking Cullinan diamond back. You send it now.
Oh yeah, it's a big one.
It's a
big one.
Yeah.
Size of a cricket ball. So what I was saying, yes, her speech was like when she's giving a speech in Elizabeth in the second movie, not Elizabeth II, because the second Elizabeth I movie, what a fuck up that was, the naming debacle. But so when she was like, we must fight the Spanish Armada because they carry
the body of weak and feeble. That's her normal speech, but she doesn't do it in Elizabeth, does she?
She says, the Armada carries the bowels of the Inquisition.
Oh, I see.
And she didn't want that to come to Britain.
No, but so I think the movie messes up. If I'm correct, and I haven't.
Kate Blanchett, isn't she lovely?
The second movie,
isn't she lovely?
Very famously,
she should become the next queen.
Very famously, that speech, Queen Elizabeth says, I may have the body of a weak and feeble woman, but I have the mind of that speech. Apparently they altered that most
Was it to the
historical
military
speech
before
that Elizabeth
Armada?
Elizabeth I number 2 Electric Boogaloo. They changed the the squeakle. They changed the they changed the speech. How do you change one of the most famous speeches in the history of mankind? Anyway, I'm totally
the fact
railroaded this. Yeah.
So was Colt's first studies as a sociological thing?
Yes, it
Plymouth,
was with the Quakers. Yes, it was.
Yeah, sweet. Okay, I'm talking cuck big time.
You know what I love is when you have lied and I fall for it. That fucking delighted look that comes on your face.
It's regret because I know I'm being judged by other religious people. You lie like the devil. The devil.
No, you get this very smug little look on your face.
Why it's a lie is, yes, I do think the Plymouth was the famous ship that left to North America.
The Mayflower.
Yeah, they're from Plymouth, and it wasn't Quakers, it was the Puritans. Yes. And also, in between kings and queens of England, very sensitive topic right now, but there was a bit of a Puritan republic for a while, and they shut down all the theatres because of people getting sick with Shakespeare.
Yeah, Oliver Cromwell.
Yeah, and they shut it down, and then they had a monarchy again. But for a few years, there was this
That must have been an awkward day. You've cut off a man's father's head, and then you bring him back from overseas, and you go, lol jokes. Which is this whole thing we've been doing for the last couple of years. Woo! That was awkward, am I right? You want to be king again? He must have been like, yeah, sure. Sure.
Fucking crazy. And so that was more the Puritans. The Quakers were a thing which emerged sort of 1800s. And then they also had a massive immigration to America,
to
the Delaware Valley. So, but no, the first time cults were studied as a thing was only in the 1930s.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, the only thing they studied in the 1600s was transmuting lead into gold. I don't know why I fell for that at all.
Yeah.
Those people knew nothing.
Yeah. What I'm very impressed by in that time was, and it started in, did you know, this has got nothing to do with cults.
The Chappie's paper.
Did you know, so King James was appointed by the first Elizabeth on her deathbed. Mm-hmm. King James of Scotland was Mary's son that she
became King James the First of
she
England
had her
and sixth
sister
of Scotland.
fucking boomed, and then but her kid, she said he must sit on the throne, but then he had the big project of translating the Bible. You know, they say
Which was weird because he had to do it in Glaswegian. Okay, you just
in the beginning it was in the beginning it was heaven and earth and barley, hops, and water.
and the English went, the fuck?
Yeah.
what is
But
this?
apparently William Shakespeare was on one of the committees at some point, and he might have translated some of the Psalms, they say.
I mean, to be fair, he was
Nothing to do with cults. I'm so sorry.
he was a big favorite of Elizabeth, so I'm pretty sure he would have risen to some sort of power at least. Whether he wanted to translate Psalms rather than get drunk.
So yes, in the
Anyway, good.
1930s,
All right, so-
1930s was the first time cults were studied as in sociology.
Yeah, messed that one up. I did.
Big time.
Uh,
300
big
years.
time.
For 300 years.
Uh,
Got you.
nice. Thanks.